Hey guys, Joe here. I wanted to do something a little new that I haven't done before on the YouTube channel, which is I'm calling it the Department of Corrections. Pretty simple premise. I'm basically doing a little video to correct any glaring errors that may have taken place on this last week's video, and there was one pretty significant, pretty embarrassing. But in the past, I would put up an annotation. I've never made any bones about the fact that I get things wrong all the time, and I don't have a problem with that because usually I can go back and just add an annotation that corrects it on the video. Well, the annotations are starting to go away. YouTube's getting rid of those, so I need to find some other way of doing it. So I thought, hey, I could do a little live stream like this, just do a quick correction, just to make everybody aware I know I screwed up, and pay my penance or whatever, and at the same time maybe respond to a few comments and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So the big screw up that I did on Monday's video, by the way, was about Moore's Law. It was kind of, on a bigger sense, it was about computing in general and the future of computing and how we're going to get past the slowdown that's predicted for Moore's Law as the transistor size gets too small and all that kind of stuff. Well, I talked about DNA computing, and I put up I'll just show you right here. I put up a graphic of a DNA double helix, and I basically labeled it wrong. I have guanine and thymine connected and adenine and cytosine pair bonded together, and the point that I was making was that kind of creates a binary system, and that's true, but I had the labels wrong. It should have been adenine and thymine connected and cytosine and guanine connected, and I also happened to misspell cytosine, so I got a twofer in there, 2-for-1. Yay, go me. This is significantly embarrassing for me, specifically because I remember when I learned that stuff in school, I had a really good mnemonic that helped me to remember it, and that was that adenine and thymine, A and T, are both very angular letters with very straight lines, and cytosine and guanine both are very curved. So you got the curved letters matching and you got the straight letters matching. And anyway, I got that one wrong, and I blame O.J. Simpson for that. And what I mean by that is I came across a podcast where they were talking about, this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but I came across a podcast where they were talking about this documentary OJ Made in America, which is like an 8-hour long 5-part series that originally aired on ESPN. It actually won the Oscar for Best Documentary because it got screened at some film festivals, so it got some theater time. But anyway, I heard about it. They said it was fantastic, and I started watching it. I can't recommend this documentary enough. I started watching it, and 5 minutes into it, I was completely sucked in, and it was an 8-hour long documentary. I spent a big chunk of this last weekend just watching this show. I could not turn it off. It was spectacularly good. I never would have thought I would have ever wanted to see anything else about the OJ trial ever again. I lived through that crap. I was so tired of it. I was grossed out by the whole thing. But the way they did this was absolutely phenomenal. They tied in race and gender and just the personality of OJ, all mixed in with just the drama of the trial. And what fascinated me the most, I know I'm going totally off topic here. What fascinated me the most was that the stuff that happened after the trial. His story afterwards was just, I've never seen anybody spiral so hard. Like, I've never seen anybody rise so high and fall so low. It was a spectacular documentary. Anyway, I recommend it. But that's why I got sucked into watching that, and then I was throwing this together at the last minute, and I did a stupid mistake. So that's how that happened. But I want to call out AP Burner 1, Elliott Fisher, Sleeping Weasel, and Reto Fastbind. I guess I'm saying that right. They were the ones that called me out on it in the comments. So good eye on those people, and you called me out. I deserved it, so I wanted to give you a shout out. Good for you. So I also had a couple of people. I'm just going to respond to some comments real quick. I'm going to keep this as short as I can, but I had a couple of other people, Andre Collier and D-Man Caw Master, who pointed out that in the video I said, the computer you're watching this on right now has over 1 billion components on it or whatever. Well, they made the point to let me know that they were watching it on their phone, and I'm so embarrassed now. Anyway, thanks for pointing that out. So some other comments I wanted to just kind of point out because I thought they made some good points, and I wanted to just kind of put it out there and let everybody respond and have the conversation in the comments if you want of this video. And I want to thank them for making some good points that I hadn't thought about. Peglore said, I'm going to read his comment. A further problem not mentioned in the video is one that's already being seen in big data centers, which is that cosmic rays hitting chips with very small transistors have enough energy to flip them to the wrong state. This means that as chips get smaller, the error correction on them has to be better and better, which means more of the chip isn't directly contributing to the calculations into the chip. That's fascinating. I actually didn't see that anywhere in the little amount of research that I was able to do for this, and I could see that being a problem, especially the cosmic rays that can penetrate through the Earth. I don't know if neutrinos would count as cosmic rays, but I know that neutrinos are constantly bombarding everywhere all the time and literally going all the way through the planet. But that's fascinating. I think as you get into the smaller transistor sizes, something like that could be in effect. And that kind of contributes or says something to something else that I saw. I wasn't talking about the cosmic rays thing, but it was talking about as you get down into that quantum level and you get the quantum tunneling effect, and it kind of, you get a lot of false positives in the transistors. You get a lot of, things happening that aren't supposed to be happening. But anyway, they have to, it's called error correction. So they have to error correct to, it was saying if like 51% of the switches are working correctly and 49% aren't, then you're spending most of your processing power just error correcting. And obviously that slows everything down and is not a good thing. So that contributes a little bit to that as well, it looks like. So I wanted to point that out. I thought that was a good point. Angelo Sasso says, nice video. As you also watch Arthur Isaac's videos, he mentions the Landauer limit as being the ultimate limit of computing power in a certain space. While this is most likely true, there are also concepts of reversible computing, which I find very interesting and maybe have the potential to overcome this limit. I think this could also be a great idea for a video. I want to thank you for pointing that out. I am not familiar with that. I will have to go check it out, and I'm not sure that I saw Arthur's video on that. Arthur Isaac has the same problem I have. He has 2 first names, so wow, I just did the thing that annoys me the most when people call me Scott. Sorry about that, Arthur. But I need to go and check that video. I don't think I've actually seen that one. Dave Armstrong says, Ray Kurzweil himself shows pauses in Moore's law. It's not outlandish to think, I did use the word outlandish, that probably wasn't the right word to use. It's not outlandish to think that a larger pause before a larger growth rate happens. I've heard hundreds of times we've reached our tech max on processing growth. That is nothing more than linear brain processing quelling fears of exponential growth. I actually shortened his comment a little bit there. He made a bigger point, a bigger comment, but I kind of pared that down. And I agree with Dave on that. That was kind of why I wanted to focus on the technologies that would supersede Moore's law, that would continue that exponential growth. I am an optimist. I think that we as humans have shown over the last, probably 200 years or so, but especially in the last 50 years or so, that we're exceptionally good at breaking through those kinds of barriers, and I think we'll continue to do it with respect to computing and Moore's law and stuff like that. And the last, one more thing I want to say, Luis Hurtado, he had trouble dealing with the quantum computer concept, and there were a lot of people that commented on his comment. There was a very beautiful thread going on there, which is my favorite part of this community. Everybody's helping each other out. I want to thank everybody for giving great responses to that. And like I said, that deserves a video of its own. I need to do a lot of research on it because it still bends my head a little bit too. But anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for being good community servants and helping Louise out on that. So one last comment. This one gets a little bit negative, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Lashazar Krastev, I believe, said he believes that quantum computing is a scam, an impossible concept. The concept is based on limited and or wrong understanding of the so-called quantum weirdness. Of course, there's a chance I'm wrong, but I'll be glad if you dig deeper and make a video about this. So I just want to kind of call out the whole use of the word scam, because this is something, and I'm not picking on you. There's a lot of comments that I get like this whenever I talk, especially about Elon Musk or anything like that. People look at technology that is in the process of evolving and becoming, and they call it a scam because it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work now. You know, the people that were trying to make airplanes happen, they weren't scamming anyone. They were trying to legitimately make an airplane happen, you know? So I just don't like the use of the word scam when you're talking about a technology that's still in its fetal stage. Because a scam indicates that somebody knows it's not going to work, knows that there's no future in it, and is selling you some kind of snake oil and saying that it's something that it's not. That's not, I don't think, what's going on with quantum computing and frankly most things in the science world. I think that it's people legitimately working on issues, trying to move humanity and technology along and make things better. That doesn't mean it always works. That doesn't mean that there aren't dead ends. There's a million of them. But that doesn't mean that those dead ends were because somebody was scamming. I take issue with that particular word. But yeah, he was also mentioning that quantum computing is something I should do a video on. Working on it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Just wanted to correct myself, put it out there. A lot of people pointed out that I made that mistake. I'm aware that I made that mistake. I'm thoroughly embarrassed by it. But with that, I'm just going to leave this. Let me know what you think of these. Please respond to these comments that I pointed out down in the comments of this one. I would love to hear more conversation on that. And I don't know, hopefully I won't make too many mistakes and require having to do many more of these videos, but it's possible. But anyway, so I'm putting it out there. Thank you guys, as always. Go out, have a great time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.